Now this is a no bullshit channel. I'm not going to start lying and inventing things. How are you doing there, folks? Now then, welcome to the channel. First of all, just a little intro before I start. My name's Andy, originally from the UK, from Nottinghamshire. Now, for the last 12 years, living in South Brazil, in the state of Santa Catarina. Now, metal detecting is an hobby of mine. Once a week, at least. Well, I try, at least once a week. I've been metal detecting for maybe 5 or 6 years here. Now, today I'm in a place called Navegantes. A town called Navegantes. On the coast. So this is the South Atlantic coast, all the way down Santa Catarina, very, very well known for its beaches. On the other side of the town here is a place called Itajaí, a city, which has a port, a shipping port. So it's very well known, this place is, for the port. The capital is about 100k more south down the coast, Florianopolis. And then north up the coast you go to Joinville and to Curitiba, which is the capital of Paraná. So I've just arrived anyway. It's a Thursday morning. It's springtime here in Santa Catarina. So we're in October, coming to the end of October. In December, around Christmas time, is officially summertime. So you get a lot of tourists come here from Paraguay and also from Argentina, because the beaches all the way down the coast of Santa Catarina, some beautiful beaches. Now this beach here, this is one of my favourite beaches because it's easy walking and you can walk into the water. It's not very deep, you know, at least 10 metres out, 5 or 10 metres. The other beaches you go to, sometimes they're very steep, going down to the water, and it's hard walking. But anyway, I've had most of my luck on this beach, believe it or not. Now this is a no bullshit channel. I'm not going to start lying and inventing things. I'll show you exactly what I find. Right, the reality of metal detecting. It's not what you think. Go out and find a load of jewellery. Now I have found a few bits and bobs over the years. And I found most of the things on this beach here in Navegantes, at least 4 or 5 rings, nothing of big value. Now, this is the first video of the channel, so if you're into this type of thing, give me some support, like, share and subscribe, and I'll show you the real metal detecting on the beach. Now, I'm not going to film every single thing. What I'll do, because I'm doing it on my phone, I'll show you when I get on the beach, right? Just show you around, and then we'll walk, do a bit of detecting. If I find something, obviously I'll show you. I'll do it like that. But let me just show you my setup. So basic stuff. Look, I've got a Mine Lab Vanquish 540 homemade scoop there, stainless steel scoop. And here we go, look. This beach actually is popular with the surfers. There's a couple there now actually on the beach, couple of guys. See all the red flags out? So the warning, it's a little bit rough. Ah, there's some surfers out there actually. Right folks, we're on the water's edge now. There's the front of Navegantes. And behind there is the main town. It's quite a big place actually. So those buildings there in the distance, that's Itajaí, right, the city. Now there's a river, you can't see it from here, but there's a river at the end of the beach there. There's the jetty, look. So that's where the container ships enter and leave to go to the port of Itajaí. I'm sure we'll get a video of a container sometime. Maybe not today, but they're normally up and down here. So that's the end of the beach, as I say there. And on the other side, Itajaí. So all this beach here is Navegantes, and it's one of the longest beaches actually in Santa Catarina. Now, to the end of the beach, right in the distance where that hill is, don't even see the buildings, right in the distance there, the buildings, that's a place called Gravatar. It's still under Navegantes. So to the beginning of Gravatar, it's about 10 kilometers from here, and then there's about 3 kilometers of beach at Gravatar. So in total it's about 13k to the end. It's a good walk. I've done it once. So let's start detecting. I'm heading down that direction there first, then I'll come back up. So I'll start close to the water and come back up a little bit further in. There we go. Look, we've got a couple of swings on the beach here also. And all the way along this beach, the full 13 kilometers of it, you've got these walkways, look, and they're all numbered. Is that number 7 or number 3? But anyway, they're all numbered. There's another lifeguard's post there. So just behind the greenery on the roadway there, you've got all the parking. See the plane taking off there. There's an airport here also, international airport in Navegantes. So anyone coming down to Santa Catarina from wherever, you normally fly into Sao Paulo and then you get a transfer down to Navegantes or go down to the capital, Florianopolis. Okay. Now, I've just had one signal. I've walked about 150 metres. One signal, a piece of tin, or a piece of aluminium, I think, off of a beer can or something like that. But anyway, as I mentioned before, right, this is a no bullshit channel. I can't be doing with all that lying. People with these YouTube channels making out they found all this jewellery, load of rubbish. So of course you might come across a few items now and again, but some people go over the top exaggerating. So I want to do as little editing as possible, just keep things simple and original. Look at this dog here coming after the lady with the dog here. Hey. No. No, no. Ah. She thought it was my dog, but I said no, it's not my dog. I saw that dog actually earlier further up the beach when I entered the beach. I don't believe that dog, it's just entered the water there and laid down. He's going after her again now. Well, there we are, we're in luck. Container ship going out to sea, just leaving the port. So there's the river, obviously, just behind the jetty there. That name on the front is Wide Hotel, something like that. There's normally quite a few container ships out there, actually moored out there, waiting their turn to come in. And I think today this tide is in, because there's not a lot of beach. Normally there's more beach. You can walk further down there. But as I said earlier, I like this beach because you can actually walk out quite a way. If you walked out there 30 metres, it probably wouldn't be a metre deep. So that's good. And you get fishermen here also putting the nets out. Wouldn't surprise me if there's some nets out there now. There's a guy surfing there right near the jetty. But anyway, continue. Well folks, I made it to the end there. I have had not one signal. And I know the reason why, because the tide's in. Normally there's twice as much beach. That'll be out there another 30 metres, that water normally. I should have really looked at the tide chart last night before. But anyway, no problem. I was working yesterday and today was forecasted for a pretty nice day. Tomorrow it's going to rain again, so I thought I need to come out. First time I've been out for a week. So I'm going to continue back in that direction now. I think when we get further up there anyway, we've got a little bit more beach to go at, but I'll continue up there now. Folks, I'm back at the swings. Soon be back where I started. I'll continue after I get to where I started, but the problem is the tide is in. As I mentioned, I've had not one signal. So, what's that helicopter doing? Now I've just noticed a couple of tugboats on the river. One of them is heading down to the mouth of the river. The other one is there. It's a bit difficult for me to see actually. The sun behind me shining on the phone. And we have another container ship coming in, so they are waiting for that. So the first tug is just leaving the river, and the other one is behind the rocks there, heading down to the mouth. He's going down there to guide it in. It's a little bit breezy today, so I'm hoping this tide's going out, to be honest. Anyway, when I arrived at the bottom, I was talking to a couple, be in the 60s, sat down there on the rocks. They are from Blumenau, which is the big German city. And I never mentioned before, in Santa Catarina there's a lot of German and Italian descendants living here. They came in the 1800s, the first ones, and a lot came after the Second World War. There's also a lot of Polish and Portuguese, but now you've got a lot of immigrants coming from North Brazil, because Santa Catarina is one of the best states for living, for quality of life, and there's a lot of work also, a lot of industry. Yeah, there's a lot of industry here in Santa Catarina, so a lot of immigrants are coming for the work from down south, Rio Grande do Sul, which is the last state down before Uruguay. Then you've got Paraná over to the west, and then going up, you know, you've got all the other states going up. There's people from Rio de Janeiro, there's people from Pará, which is right up north, Amapá, northeast, Sergipe, Rondônia, all over. But anyway, I'll continue. So that's the CMA CGM. suppose. I'm just having a little break. I've just passed the point where I entered the beach, heading in the other direction now. So I've just had a swig of water and a cup of coffee. I always bring a drink with me and some sandwiches, and I've also had a banana. So I'm going to continue a little bit further up there, then I'll stop again and have something to eat. But yes, I mentioned about the couple I was speaking to from Blumenau. They live here now, they've been here for 5 years. We sold the place in Blumenau and come and moved down here because the woman was saying when she was young she used to come here as a child with her parents. And this place is growing now really fast. So I've been here 9 years in Santa Catarina. I don't live in Navegantes, but I don't live too far away. And most people don't particularly like Navegantes. I haven't met many people who like it. It's a bit rough and ready, they say, but I've noticed over the last few years it's really coming up, changing, growing, investing a lot of money into the place. And I've always thought, you know, it'll be a really good place, this will, in a few years to come, and it'll be very expensive to buy here. People at the moment, you know, they want to be a little bit more down south, you know, all these places which are more well known. And I'm totally opposite. I like these places, and I can see what this place will be. A little bit of a vision, you know what I mean? People don't know nothing, most people, they just want to go where the action is. Oh, they've heard about Florianopolis, they want to go to Florianopolis, it's a bloody mess. Florianopolis, the capital. More expensive than just a mess, same as any capital. This has got fantastic beach, it doesn't get overcrowded. There's the port, there's the river, and along this coastline here, very good access to the main dual carriageway which runs along the coast. Good access to all the other beaches. You've got the big theme park, the biggest theme park in Latin America, a little bit further up the road here. It's only about, I would say about 20k, 15k, it's not far at all. It's less than 20k actually, it's just up the road there, the other side of Gravatar. And then you've got Peña, then you've got Barravellia. Really nice places here. And maybe a lot of you were thinking, well, what am I doing here, an English guy? Well, I lived in Portugal for more than 12 years. And then I lived in Rondônia, North Brazil, for 3 years. And I've been down here just over 9 years. And I'll be staying here. This is, well, the class Santa Catarina as the Europe of Brazil. Because the European descendants live in here. And there's everything here, everything. So I'm talking to this couple about Europe and about Brazil and about Navegantes. Talking about the problems in Europe or all over the world actually. There's problems in Brazil, of course there is, but you know, I'm living the best years of my life now, I am. I'm working still for myself, but I come out and enjoy my life also. Now, I'll be honest with you, I had another YouTube channel for 5 years. And I used to go out visiting places, and it's got a bit of everything, building projects, things what I'm working on, fishing, a bit of metal detecting. And then basically, for personal reasons, I closed it, shut the channel down. Not so long ago. So I've decided I'm just going to have this channel for metal detecting. And another channel I've got, I've only posted one video, camping, motorcycle camping and motorcycle adventures. So I'll be starting again in the summertime, which will be in December, going out on some trips, exploring some new places and doing some camping. So that'll be on the other channel, and that is called That Man in Brazil. There's only one video at the moment there, but I've got a few more to post, and these are old videos from last year. So this is the first one on the channel for metal detecting, so it'll be metal detecting, and the other channel for motorcycle camping and adventures. The problem with the other channel, there were that many different topics, and then over the last few months I'm always busy working, but the only thing I've really been doing in my spare time is metal detecting, and I did post quite a few videos, but they want a lot of interest, so I thought now, you know, people are used to me doing other things, and I haven't been doing other things apart from metal detecting, so I decided to close the channel and start afresh. You know, just doing what I enjoy doing basically, and if people don't like metal detecting, they don't look, they don't watch the videos, do they? They don't come to the channel. Simple as that. So we'll see how things go anyway, won't we? But as I say, it's no bullshit, you know, down to earth, minimum editing, just getting on with life, eh? Can't be doing with all this shit, I can't, all this social media, I'll be honest with you. Just bullshit, eh? People putting these thumbnails and lying and clickbait and all that crap just to get you watching. They'd do anything these days, wouldn't they, to get a fucking like and a subscriber showing their fucking arses and everything, women. It's ridiculous actually, but anyway, that's up to them. I'll be doing what I enjoy doing as long as no one bothers me, simple as that. So right then, we're going to continue. The sun's coming out now, and I'm hoping this tide will start going out a bit, because normally I'm finding things on this beach, a few coins, and I've only found one thing, that little piece of foil, tin, aluminium or something, because the tide's too far in. Most of the goodies are going to be a little bit further out there. So I'll continue, I'll have a steady waltz up there and then have something to eat, and then maybe the tide will be on the turn, going out. Wait and see. So right, I'm going to continue up there now. Look, I'm here now where the Prasa is, the park, so basically where I entered. Well, I've come a good old distance. I'm not going any further now. There's the Prasa and the lifeguard post to the right. Just past that walkway there. See to the other end of the beach. I've not had one signal. So yes, can't complain. This is life. This is metal detecting, the reality. Now normally I do find a few bits and bobs on this beach, fishing weights, a few coins, sometimes a ring, not always. Today, not a bugger signal. So I'm going to continue back now because it's only 11 o'clock. Continue back to the Prasa and then start doing a bit of detecting at the beginning of the beach in the soft sand. I've got no other option actually, because you can see behind me how far the water's coming in now. Normally you've got loads of beach here. You'll see next time anyway. Let's continue back. Well, first find there, look. Not very deep, just down there. Packet of pills. Someone's lost a medication, haven't they? Anyway, I'll put that in the bin. There we go, another piece of crap. Piece of wire. Look at that. Even though I've eliminated iron on here, look, that is an horseshoe sign. Watch that, iron. That's what I've been using it on. Jewelry mode. Right. And then I picked up a very slight signal and put the iron back on and got a better signal, and there it was, a piece of wire. So discrimination back on. That's the mode I use it on all the time, but sometimes you get a little bleep. If it's a coin, for example, just a little bleep, and you go back, there's nothing, then flick it on to the horseshoe, bring back the iron content, and you get a better signal. Dig it out, and then go back to that, and continue. I'll be honest with you, as I said earlier, I've been metal detecting about 5 or 6 years here, and I must have missed a lot of things, especially coins, because for the first 3 or 4 years I never found any coins. I was using it on this mode I've got it on now, and it's only been the last year or so I've got to know the machine, basically. And it's all about that. People think you can buy a machine, come on the beach and find something first day. You might do, you might find a bit of rubbish, but you've got to get to know the machine, the different tones. As I said, I use it on that mode mainly, on the jewellery mode on the beach, with the iron discrimination. Sometimes you get a little beep when you're walking along, go back and there's nothing, but then I go and put the horseshoe on, bring back in the iron, and you get a better signal. And normally it's a coin. So just knowing the machine, isn't it? Same as anything, getting to know it, experience basically. So it's all about patience, experience, and a bit of luck. So I'm heading back down anyway, behind me, but obviously further in. See how we go. I'll tell you what, looking at things, it looks to me as that tide is going out. You can see the sand where it's wet, right up to here before, basically. Hey, I remember when I walked down there, I wasn't far away from those swings. Now it's a good way out, so it could be on the turn. What I think I'm going to do is have a little scout around here where these nets are, where they play volleyball. I'm going to sit down also and have something to eat, and then continue up down near the water. Just wait for that tide to go out a little bit more. Maybe half an hour at the most. Here we go, right on the edge of the beach. See that? One of those tent pegs. Steel peg. You do find quite a few of those actually. They use those gazebos, don't they, on the beach? Pretty dangerous actually when they're in the sand. If you stand on one of them. Well, it's not the warmest of days, but it's not cold either. I'm having a break again. I'm having some sandwiches now. I've got a tin of tuna, a couple of slices of homemade bread, more coffee, one more boiled egg and water. So It's not quite 12 o'clock now, about 10 to 12, midday. I'll have 30 minutes here, get a bit of sun on my body. It's overcast, but there's still sun out there. It can be very deceiving at times. So after that I'll go down to the water and have another 30 minutes, maybe an hour. I'm sure that tide's going out now, I am sure. So, as I say, another 30 minutes or so, it should be out enough for me to get a little bit further down there, try and find something. So, see you soon, right? Oh, while I'm sat here having something to eat, I noticed a ship going out. Can you see that? Not a container ship. Looks like a military. Grey. And it's being escorted out by a tug. Don't know what it is. I've never seen it before, to be honest. I've seen a lot of ships going out here and coming in. Oh, there she is, out at sea now. I don't know what that is. If anyone knows, let me know. I don't know whether it's a fishing boat. Looks a bit big. You do get a lot of fishing boats going out of Itajaí, but nothing like that. It could be one of those what take material out to the rigs or something like that, but I think all the rigs are further up north. I don't know what it is. Could have just been in Itajaí for some maintenance or something like that. Well, then again, it could be something to do with military. No idea. Right, folks, I'm going. Unfortunately, nothing. But that's the way it goes. You can't win them all. We will find something. We'll keep coming. One good thing about this, you're out doing something, getting a bit of exercise and enjoying life. That's what it's about. So we will find things. Keep watching, and don't forget, if you're interested in this, make sure you share with your friends, subscribe and give me a thumbs up, and we'll be visiting plenty more beaches. And if we don't find anything, at least you've learnt a little bit about Santa Catarina and seen a bit of something, eh? So, see you soon. Thanks a lot. Bye.